right, final 10 seconds of this 3-minute warm-up. Lady Rough Riders in their dark jerseys will be going up against the Aspen Leafs. They will be in their whites and greens. Lady Rough Riders are going to be the guest team for the scoreboard. May we see lots of goals on that side of the scoreboard. 12-minute periods. We have two players that weren't able to join us for our afternoon game today. George is back on the ice, and Esty will be our alternate or primary goaltender. I'm not sure what the coach is planned there. Looks like we have Neela, Catherine, and Harper coming out in the front lines. Esty's going over into the goal. And for defense, we are starting out with Charlie and Georgia. This first period, we're going to be going left to right. Good face-off win by Harper. Gets over to Catherine. Aspen got in there pretty quick. Looks like it's going to be a rough game already after that quick hit there. Nearly got it up and out of the zone. Got caught up here right at that red line. Puck back to Charlie. Got past her as they just centered the pass. Went wide as Georgia tied up that player for the Esty. Georgia gets over to Harper. She passes up to Catherine. Catherine brings it into the zone for the first time. Goes down back to that goal line. Catherine got caught up on the wall with her skate. Lost some momentum. Evelyn gets the puck back into the blue. Oh, we lost the puck as Aspen skated it in. Shot on Esty there at 11:06. She was able to smother it up. We'll have a face-off on that far circle. Looks like we have Mackenzie M. and Haley out there for our front line. Good tie-up there between both teams. Mackenzie got knocked off her feet as Aspen got a shot toward goal, but it went a little to the side. Aspen put it deep behind our goal line. They picked it up first. They do a centering pass. It goes a little wide of their player. Comes into this inside D player, and she puts it in deep again. They got to it first down that corner, but she lost the edge, and bad pass. M is now taking it up. She's crossed the middle of the ice. She's got it into the zone up to Haley. Haley shot on goal. There's a rebound. She follows it over into that corner. Aspen picks it up. Em and Evelyn stop the puck. Aspen lost her stick. Puck's down in that corner now. Haley's tying up that player. That Aspen player's getting backed up. Em's backing her up, and Mackenzie's coming in there to pick up the puck back behind the net. Centering, that was a shot. I'm not sure who did it. I think it was Haley. Haley does the centering pass, goes off the goalie's stick. Evelyn gets to it first over in that far wall, goes back behind the net. Aspen passes it forward from behind the net. Evelyn kicks it back again, gets into the outside circle and tries to bat it toward the net. Aspen skating it out across, and they put it in deep into our zone. Looks like we have Evelyn and Maddie Benish on D. Looks like we're changing out a few of the front line as we have Kat, Lindsay, and Ann out there now. Aspen keeps it in the zone. Evelyn gets knocked off her skates there, battling for the puck. Gets up to Lindsay on the inside wall. She skates it out, gets into the neutral. She got back check there. Gets up to Kat right at the red line. She puts it straight toward the net, but it doesn't make it all the way to the net, and keeps it in the blue zone. Sorry, in the right side of the blue. And takes a shot off the goalie. There's a rebound. She picks it up, helped out by Lindsay on this inside wall. Aspen battled through it and is now skating it out. Going up against Georgia. Georgia gets a stick on it over to Charlie. Charlie gets it between two of them. It's going to be almost, total offside. There is a Aspen player way over here on the left side. You can see her skating into the view of the camera. So we'll have a face-off on that far side. We're down to 8:38 in the first period. Harper, Mila, and Catherine out there on that front line. Georgia and Charlie on the backside. Aspen gets it into the zone, but Georgia's there to keep it out into the neutral zone. Mila gets a good check on one of the Aspen players. Harper takes it into the zone. Shot on goal, right off the goalie. She panicked. Catherine got a shot, but it bounced back out. Aspen skating it hard into our zone. Got caught up on this inside wall. Got kicked out. Charlie got to it. Georgia got to it. Back out to Harper again. Harper puts it across to Catherine. Goes wide. Aspen got to it first inside their zone. They put it out across the ice. I'm not sure where it went. There it is. Mackenzie tried to skate it hard in there. Now George is picking up in the neutral zone. She goes into the zone. She's looking for an opening, but couldn't find one. Aspen picked it up. Georgia came in for a nice back check, picked off the puck and put it back into the zone. Aspen does the windup back behind their goal line. Got it picked off by Haley. Haley takes a shot, goes a little wide of the net as their goalie batted it away. Omley's down there right up against the wall. Gets past Evelyn at the blue line. There's a bit of a cherry picker there. Picked up the tumbling puck. Maddie comes in there with a hard stick, and they both go tumbling off into the wall. The puck comes into this inside wall. We're all the way down to the 7-minute mark. Puck out and across. We have Omley skating hard, trying to get to that puck first as it was going in the zone. She gets on the right side of that zone. We take it in. Aspen goes off their skates. I don't know if she stepped on the puck or what. Mackenzie gets knocked off her skates. Omley keeps it in the zone, goes out all the way across the ice. It's going to be an icing call against Aspen. We're all the way down to 6:42 in this first period. Face-off in Aspen's near side, face-off circle. Kat, Lindsay, and Ann out here on the front line. Charlie and Georgia on D. Good face-off win by Ann. Gets over to Kat. Aspen was all over her. Charlie gets it in deep back behind that goal line. Aspen wraps it around back behind. Charlie gets a stick on it, keeps it in the zone. Aspen bats it against the wall. Back down to one of these forwards. They put it into our zone. Georgia picked it up. Aspen's in the zone, that far wall. They put it in deep because there's just too much pressure. Ann picked it up back behind Esty. She puts it over in this wall. Lindsay's battling to try and get it across that blue line. There's 3 Aspen players down there that just keep batting it back in. Charlie picked it up, gets it up to Kat. That gets picked off by 2 of the Aspen players before it gets getting out of the zone. Charlie's looking for an open spot here. Pass goes forward in between. It goes to Aspen, and they put it in deep again. A lot of back and forth here as we try and work on getting control of the puck and get it out of the zone. Georgia tried to skate it out, but she got picked off right at the wall, blue line. Puck gets over to Ann. Ann taps it up to Kat. There's a turnover there right at the red line, but they pick it up again. And to Kat. Kat puts it in deep. Lindsay tried to force the play. Aspen put it all the way across. It should be an icing, but no icing. Likely due to how many players had reach on it. Georgia gets it up and out. Another turnover there right at the red line as Aspen puts it in, tries to get it back in the zone. Evelyn's battling out there like she's got a sword with that other player. Georgia ricochets it off somebody, and it goes into the zone. Harper picks it up just as it comes in. She takes a shot, and it goes off of the defenseman's stick and up into the upper netting above the wall. So they have a face-off there on the far side. We're down to 4:41 in this first period. Harper, Amelia, and Catherine on the front line. Maddie Benish and Evelyn there back on D. Aspen was able to get it out into the neutral zone. Maddie backhands it back into the zone as Catherine tries to get to it first. Aspen bats it back right to Maddie. Maddie to Harper. Harper's trying to get control of it as we take it in over to Catherine. Catherine's now getting all the attention as she goes back behind their net. Maddie Banish keeps it in the zone once, twice. She puts it back behind their net. Amelia's putting some pressure on it as she's battling the refs, fearing for his life as sticks were flying. Harper's helping out Amelia. She went down on her knees over in that corner. Aspen picked it out. They do a cross-ice pass. It's a successful pass even though it was bouncing off of our sticks. Evelyn's putting some great pressure. One of the Aspen players, I don't know what just happened. She just tripped or something. She went down hard. Evelyn's still over in that corner, trying to get that puck away from Aspen. Gets up to Amelia. Amelia bats it forward, but it gets right to the blue line defender for Aspen. Maddie's back behind the goal line. She's looking for a lane to pass forward. Aspen got to it first. Back to Maddie. Maddie tries to get it along that wall. Harper goes in there, gets a whack on it. Puck goes back behind the goal line. Evelyn's picking it up this time. She bats it right to Aspen, that's right behind the net. Oop. Maddie Benish just went down hard. I think she stepped on the other player's skate. Puck is bouncing all over the place. We're down to 2:52 on this clock. More back and forth. We gotta get, all right, it's finally out into the neutral zone. Aspen D to D. They put it up to their forward on that far side. They try and take a shot, and Harper and Maddie Benish get a piece of it. Oh, they just did a centering pass, shot, and it goes wide of the net. It's a hard shot. Top of the point, M runs into the player, no penalty. They do a centering pass, right off of one of the sticks. Esty did an amazing job of batting it away at the last moment. We got it out of the zone briefly as Aspen resets in the neutral zone. McKenzie hops on the ice here for some fresh skaters. Aspen's bringing in some fresh skaters also. Maddie Bench trying to get the puck over to M on this inside wall. Shot toward goal from Aspen again. ST bats it away. We're down to 1:45. More back and forth back behind that goal line. Charlie and Em are working on getting out, but it gets put right back into the zone. I think the girls are starting to battle themselves as we're trying to get control of that puck. Puck got loose. Shot toward goal. It goes side of the net. All right, the puck squeaks out across the blue line. Aspen's resetting. They got it in just as we were changing out players, thinking that we had time to get out there. Puck hits the back of the net. Back up to the top of the point, shot on goal, and Esty covers it up. Oh, that was stressful. That was minutes down in our zone, trying to get the puck away from Aspen long enough to get it out into the neutral zone. 61 seconds left in this first period. Shots on goal are now even 5-5. And Lindsay Catt doing this face-off. Evelyn and Georgia shot on goal. Thankfully, Esty was right there to block it. Georgia's skating it across the zone. She takes a shot, goes high over the net, goes over to that far wall. We've got 40 seconds left. Catt puts a stick on it as the puck goes way high in the air. Evelyn stops it for the blue line. She takes a shot on goal, gets caught up on their D. Aspen puts it back to Georgia. Georgia bats it against the wall. Catt and Ann, all right, Ann's at the top of the point. She takes a shot, but it's off the defender's stick. She tries to do a centering pass. Lindsay's on the front doorstep of their crease, but she covered it up. We're down to 12.2 seconds. Excuse me. Harper, Catherine, and Amelia coming out for this face-off with the final 12 seconds in this first period. Charlie and Georgia back here on D. Gets back to Charlie. Charlie tries to get a shot off. Aspen picked up at the top of the point. They pass it forward. Charlie stops it. Some more back and forth as Harper gets mixed up in between the passing. And we delayed Aspen as they were unable to get a shot off in the final seconds. We'll be back here in about 60 seconds for the start of the second period. Here's the end of the first period buzzard, start of the second period. Esty's coming over here on the right side for her temporary goaltending. We have Catherine, Harper, and Amelia out here on the front line with Georgia and Charlie on D. Goalies give their nod for good to go. Harper wins that faceoff right back to Georgia. Georgia passes it into the zone, bounces off one of the Aspen's players' sticks. They get it up and out. They pass beautifully right to Charlie. It's going to be an delayed offside, thankfully, as Charlie does a shot on goal from the blue line. Charlie works on keeping that puck in the zone, but it just pops out. She does a pass to Georgia, but an Aspen player was coming through the traffic just at that time and skates it all the way down toward Esty. Harper gets it away. She puts it up to Catherine at the top of the point. Catherine's getting screened with Amelia as she goes into the zone, takes a shot, bounces off the goalie, bottom of her face mask. Amelia does a great backhanded pass to Catherine. Catherine takes a shot as she's falling. Georgia takes a shot, goes back. Sorry, I'm not sure what's going on with our signal here, but the live transmission or the stream got interrupted there. Battling over there on that far side. We're down to 10:25 on that clock. Gets up to Evelyn at the blue line. Harper picks it up just on the other side. She bats it into the zone. They bat it back out. Gets to M to Evelyn. Evelyn does a backhanded pass, but we are just changing out lines there, so there's no opportunities. Georgia stops at 4, goes in the line. She's right battling at that center red line against 3, backed up by Mackenzie. Now she's got 4 on her, and she gets it down into past the goal line. So right now we've got on the ice, we have Maddie Benish and Evelyn on D, Mackenzie, Amelie, and M. Puck squeaks out. Maddie Benish puts it back down into the zone. Amelie puts some pressure on forcing a play. They do a bad pass right to Evelyn, but Aspen was there to get a rebound off a puck or off the stick. Aspen tries to center it from behind our net. Gets over to Evelyn. Evelyn up to Amelie. Amelie gets caught up right at the blue line with Aspen's D player. That D player put it back in deep again. Maddie Bench just squeaked in there and batted the puck away. Amelie's battling over in that far corner now, backed up by Mackenzie. Amelie shoveled pretty hard and knocked the player's skate out. She just kicked the puck forward. She's trying to get it across that neutral zone. Mackenzie backs her up, but Aspen came in from behind. That's going to be a tripping call against Rough Riders as Mackenzie swung that stick real hard and took out the skates on the Aspen player. So now we are on a penalty kill. Mackenzie is unhappily going into the penalty box. I don't blame her. We have a face-off here on this near circle of the Rough Riders zone. Harper, Georgia, Catherine, and Charlie. Harper wins that face-off, gets back to Charlie. Charlie bats it forward up, but gets right to the D player. Charlie up to Harper. Harper is dangling between the players. She's out in front. She's going in for a goal. Shorthanded and goal. Shorthanded goal. Harper at 8:31 in the second period. I have to say the Rough Riders are very, very good at penalty kills. And cherry on top, would we get a goal shorthanded? All right, another face-off, shorthanded. Harper wins that face-off, but it bounces back and forth there at the face. Harper gets a hold of it. She puts it back behind their net. Forces the play. They pass forward. He squeaks by everybody, comes across into our zone on that far side. Charlie just got to it in time. Aspen keeps it in the zone. Charlie and Amelia are battling over in that far corner. Aspen centers it right to the top of the point. They get confused on who's going to take a shot. Aspen's yelling at each other. Pretty sure she just said Harper just got a block and got shoved for it. Pretty sure Aspen player just yelled at that girl, "Get to your position." Charlie bats over in that far side. Amelia tries to get a stick on it. Aspen, just too many players. Amelia still got to it. She banks it off the wall. We're getting some fresh skaters on. Georgia stays out. Looks like Amelia stayed out. Evelyn's on the ice now with Haley as Aspen takes it across the center ice. They pass it forward. Georgia's going to get the rebound off that girl's stick. She does a swinging swinging shot from backwards. It actually went all the way across the ice and hit the back of the net on Aspen's side. 7-minute mark in this second period. Evelyn's doing fantastic out there. She has caused so many turnovers so far this game. Em ties up that player. She put on the brakes, forcing the Aspen player to lose possession. Mackenzie's on the ice. She came skating out of that box like it was a starting block. Puck's down here in the corner. I can't quite see past the spectator here from LEI Electric. Aspen's kept it in the zone. They do a centering pass to the top of the point. Mackenzie's forcing the play, gets over to Evelyn. Evelyn stops it right on that wall. She gets it to Mackenzie. Mackenzie tries to get it through the legs, gets caught up. Evelyn gets it, and it goes all the way down the ice. They're blowing the whistle against the Lady Rough Riders for icing. Pretty sure Aspen could have touched that puck, but overall good calls. They're letting the girls play. We have Ann, Kat, and Lindsay out here on the front line. Looks like Evelyn and Maddie Benish out here. We're missing Sasha from our lineup this evening. She was here the first game, but looks like she wasn't able to show up for this game. Back and forth back there behind Esty. Evelyn's putting some pressure on. She gets it out. She skates it forward over to Kat, banks off the wall. Kat picks it up. She puts it into the zone, goes back behind the goal line. Kat went off balance from the player from behind her. Ann centers it, shot on goal by Ann. Real quick stick there. And another one from, I believe it was Lindsay, or maybe it was Kat, I'm not sure. But their goalie was able to smother it up. We'll have a face-off over on that far circle at 5:27 in the second period. Harper, Amelia, and Catherine coming out on the front lineup. Georgia and Charlie on the D. Let's get that puck over to Catherine. Gets back to Charlie. Aspen tries to rush it. Gets Charlie to Amelia, over to Harper. Harper rips a shot. Bounces off their goalie. Georgia takes a shot, glances off the goalie's stick. That was a great shot by Georgia from the blue line. Aspen gets it. They put it across into the neutral zone off that far wall. Amelia gets in there, gets a great stick on it. Aspen can't get shots past their own players. They pass it right to Georgia. Georgia does a backhanded pass, gets right to Aspen. Harper gets a collision, thankfully no call. I won't call it bad blood between the Rough Riders and Aspen, but they are not each other's friends. Aspen takes it into the zone. Catherine just got slashed from number 3 on Aspen. Gets over to Harper. Harper takes a shot, glances off the goalie. Harper gets blown off her skates there back behind the net. I think she might have stepped on the post. Centering pass to Harper. You can see that D player just keeps shoving Harper as she's back there. It's that number 3 that slashed Catherine. Puck is loose. Hopefully the refs are watching number 3. She is pretty feisty. We're down to 4:09 in the second period. Rough Riders lead 1-0. Harper's down here laughing because she knows she's getting under the girl's skin. We have Evelyn and Maddie Benish back here on D. Omley's down in that corner. I'm pretty sure she just got slashed. Puck just stayed in, but it bounced off one of the players' skates. We got it back in after resetting. Mackenzie's down there in that far circle. She's trying, and she gets a shot toward goal, off the post. No goal. Aspen, Evelyn almost got a tripping on that player. Aspen skating into the zone. They do a centering pass. Evelyn gets over to it first, goes right back to an Aspen player, up to Omley. Omley's just gets it out, back into the neutral. She's still battling out. She gets it back into their zone. The D player saves it, just got over the blue line. And Mackenzie and Omley, a nice long grab from Omley to keep the puck in play and going back in the right direction. Aspen passed right to Evelyn. Evelyn passes right up to Mackenzie, but it got picked off by one of the Aspen players. We're coming down to the 3-minute mark in the second period as Aspen just can't get a shot. Oh, and I say it, and shot on goal. There's a rebound. Maddie Benish slaps it over into this near wall. She gets checked into the wall. It's getting pretty physical here. Puck comes out of the zone right down below us. It's like Haley bats it forward, helped out by McKenzie. Gets over to a far Aspen player in the neutral zone. They put it down behind the goal line and got to it first. She puts out on this along this wall there. Aspen went to the player. They're swinging in the air right above Este's head. How that wasn't high sticking. Gets down in this inside zone. They center it right to Maddie Benish. Maddie Benish takes it out of the zone. Kat picks up the trash. She skates it in straight down the center. Shot toward goal, but it goes wide. She had 3 Aspen players on her. 1:55 left in the second period. Centering pass by Lindsay, perfect. Puck goes back over behind Lindsay into this inside wall. Comes up to the blue line. Charlie saves it and gets a piece of it. She puts it in deep. Aspen bats it across. No icing as the puck is tumbling. Georgia picks it up as she comes on the ice. She puts it along the wall, gets caught up in the Aspen sticks. Gets over to Lindsay. Lindsay's trying to get it out. Charlie gets in there, but Aspen charged in. It's fun to pick out which players are the best players on the ice, and they have a number 12 out here who is making some really good plays for Aspen. Shot toward goal, gets tipped out by Ann or Esty. Goes over in that far side. Kat tries to bat it out. Over to Charlie, back to Kat. Kat tries to backhand it out. Georgia gets it out. She's actually charging forward as it's going into their zone. Good speed. She poke checks there. Puck gets knocked back in by Kat, goes behind the net. 46 seconds left in the second period as Aspen settles in as they skate it out slowly. Harper gets a bit of a poke check once, but they get a good clean pass over to an Aspen player right at the edge of the blue line. They do a centering pass. Harper kicks it away. She's now skating it. Got it over to Catherine, glances off Catherine's stick. That number 3 that likes slashing everyone takes a shot. Georgia blocks it with the body. Charlie hits it up and out, goes into their zone. 10 seconds left. No icing call as Catherine forces the play. Harper stops it at the blue line. Going back to her roots as the buzzer goes off as Aspen tries to skate across. Pretty sure the ref didn't appreciate Aspen throwing the puck to the far wall in frustration. We'll be back here in about 50 seconds for the final third period. Be 12 minutes on the clock. It should not be a run clock because there's no 4-goal differential since Lady Rough Riders still lead by 1. There's the buzzer into the second, start of the third. Shots on goal is showing Lady Rough Riders 11. Shots on goal for Aspen shows 9. It's going to be the Mila Harper Catherine show for the front lines, and Evelyn and Maddie Benish coming out here for the blue line D. Harper wins that faceoff, goes back to Evelyn. Evelyn bats it forward, but their D players stopped it. Oh, they got a jump start into our zone. The shot on goal hits Este's stick. It bounces out just a little bit, and she covers it up. That was the first 12 seconds of the third period. can't be having those breakaways there. Harper wins that faceoff, gets back to Evelyn. Catherine comes back, goes back, she does a centering pass. Oh my gosh. It was sitting right in front of Esty as it got caught up. Puck is on this inside wall. Amelia tries to bat it out. Aspen puts it back behind the net. Evelyn got to it. It's like Maddie Bench is battling down this corner. Aspen lost. One player went down. Harper helped out Maddie Bench. She's now skating it out. She's looking for an open pass. She puts it straight across the ice to Catherine. Amelia stops at the blue line so we don't go off sides. Their D batted it back out to across the ice. No icing call. Maddie Bench picks it up back behind Esty. Puck gets loose, gets up to the top of the point. Aspen puts it in deep behind. Maddie Bench gets the rebound off the back wall. Amelia puts it across the ice. That's going to be an icing call. Hands up by the refs. And there's the whistle. 10:44 left in this game. Looks like we have Mackenzie, Haley, and Em out here for that front line. Evelyn's on D, shot on goal, it bounced off Charlie. Another shot on goal off of Esty. Way too many shots on goal here as that ties up the shots on goal for 11-11. Aspen saves that blue line, puts it in deep. George is battling back here, trying to get out. Aspen puts it back behind the net. Charlie got to it, wraps along the outside wall. Haley and Aspen get right to that wall at the same time. I think there's some words because it's that number 3 who likes to poke and shove and slash. Inside wall, looks like Em tried to skate it out. George picked up the rebound off of it. Em gets checked into the wall of Aspen. You'll never guess it was number 3 going to the box. No, that's number 9. Sorry. Number 9 in the box for 2 minutes. We're down to 9:50 on this clock with the face-off. Harper, Amelia, and Catherine. Maddie Benish and Evelyn on for the blue line D. Harper to Amelia. Amelia passes toward Catherine, but the pass got intercepted. Puck is on its way down to the goal line. No icing. Evelyn picks it up. Evelyn up to Catherine. Catherine's across the red. She gives it to Harper straight at the top. Harper takes a shot. Ooh, hot shot, hits the leg pads. Huge rebound. It's all the way back to the blue line. Evelyn bats it straight back. They bat it right back to Evelyn. Evelyn takes a chipping shot. Aspen choked up the shooting lane. Some more back and forth, and Aspen dumped it all the way down to our goal line. So far, so good on Aspen's side as they continue to burn our power play. Harper battles it across this red line, getting helped by Amelia. Amelia bats it into the zone. 60 seconds left in this power play. Catherine centers it. Oh, it's right on. It was sitting right in front of their goalie. She batted it away. Right to Harper at the top of the circle. Ricochet. It hit the upper net. I don't know why they're not blowing the whistle. I guess the ref didn't see it as it hit the upper netting. And that was some really loud music, sorry. Face-off over here on this inside circle. And Kat and Lindsay, good face-off win by Ann, gets back to Georgia. Georgia takes a shot, goes pretty wide to the left. Kat got to it first, back to Charlie. Charlie does a one-timer shot, starts bouncing off of one of their players' sticks. Kat centers it beautifully right up to Charlie. Charlie's at the top of the point. She does a pass across to Georgia, but there's an Aspen player right there. Georgia gets it off the stick just as she was skating it in. Lindsay gets caught up as Aspen dumps it into our zone again. 9 seconds left in this power play. Charlie gets to it first. Aspen's putting some pressure on her. Back 5-on-5. Charlie up to M. M skates it out. She gets into this wall again, but this time they don't check her. Some more back and forth right down below us. Aspen's camera crew got up close, so they're in the way. Georgia takes it into the zone. Shot on goal. Puck is loose. There's a rebound. Their goalie came out and covered it up. We are down to 7:30 on the clock. Mackenzie, M, and Amelie on this front line. The blue liners are Evelyn and Maddie Benish. Goes over in that far corner. Amelie got to it about the same time, and she is just battling against two of the Aspen players. Aspen won it out. They get it over into this far corner. Maddie Benish and Mackenzie get in the way. Mackenzie bats it back into this inside circle. Aspen's D puts it. Georgia tries to take a shot. The puck was stuck in somewhere on the Aspen player. Everyone was looking for the puck there temporarily. Evelyn saves that blue line. Tries to put it in deep, but it goes bouncing. Aspen's doing some dangling. Evelyn saves it again. She puts it back behind their net. 6:40 left in this game as Amelie and M are putting some pressure on Aspen, keeping it in play. Puck goes over to that far corners. Looks like Aspen's going to stop passing it and try and skate it out. They do a pass up to their center. The center puts it down behind the goal line. Maddie Benish picks it up. Gets caught up on Aspen. Their D player came in. There's a ricochet as it was a pinball going off all the players. Amelie puts it all the way down the ice. That is no icing, but it's an icing. Pretty sure it bounced off of Aspen, but that's okay. .608 in this game left. Lady Rough Riders still lead by 1 goal. Too close to the game. We have Amelia Harper and Catherine out here doing our face-off. Charlie and we have Georgia taking it all the way in. And Georgia's our blue line D, and she takes a shot, goes high over the net, hits the back wall. Good thump though. Aspen chips it up and out of the zone. Charlie's going to pick it up at the top of our point. She wraps around, does a pass up to Harper. Harper tips it just at that red line, so it's not going to be an icing. Amelia's pressuring that D player. Goes along the outside wall. Aspen got to it first. Gets up and over the blue line. Charlie got caught up as she was trying to pass out the puck. Aspen shoves it way deep into our zone. Georgia gets to it first in this near corner. Doing some dangling here. She gets it up to Amelia. Amelia across the blue line. Aspen's D picks it up. Some more back and forth. Harper picks it off at their player at the red line. She's taken in the zone. Chipping shot on goal. And their goalie was just barely covering it, and she tried to take a swipe at it. But that is a good smother by their goalie, who's doing a pretty darn good job, again, for how many shots we have on them. 5:09 left in this game. Ann's doing the face-off. Lindsay on this near side. Kat's on that far side. Maddie Benish and Evelyn on that blue line defense. Aspen tries to get in there. It's an offside call as Maddie caught up the player just over the blue line. Puck went out, back in, and they did an offside call against Aspen. 5 minutes solid left in this game. Ann ties up that puck beautifully. Puck is actually under the player. Goes back to their D. Their D put it in deep. They put it straight to Maddie Benish, so not that deep. Gets up to Lindsay. Lindsay's trying to get it up and out. Good poke check by Ann. Just sneaks over the blue line as Aspen resets. There's our favorite number 3 Aspen player at the top of the point, trying to get a shot off. Evelyn's cutting her off. She does a backhanded pass right to Maddie Benish. Ann comes in there, slows down the puck, and Esty covers up the puck. 4:28 left in this game. Lots of commentary coming from the Aspen bench. They're yelling pretty loud to some of the girls about something. They put it, Aspen wins that faceoff. It gets up to their point, and then they put it in deep into that far corner. Evelyn gets it. She bats it forward, gets caught up in Haley. Up to M. M is skating it into the zone. She got picked off right before she got in the zone. She bats it in, but only goes a couple feet over. She's battling across, gets to McKenzie, and M gets right on side just in time as McKenzie takes a shot on goal. We'll have another face-off here in this far circle. Harper, Amelia, Catherine for the front line, Georgia and Charlie for the blue line defense. Harper wins that faceoff. Puck goes toward the crease, but one of their D picked it up. Georgia stops it from going through the zone. She does this pass/shot toward goal. Gets over to Charlie on that far wall. Aspen's trying real hard to get it out of the zone. They're able to get it out. Now it's a race between Catherine and Charlie. Everyone went down. The puck is loose. Goes over into that far wall, thank goodness. Harper gets it. She's putting on speed. She dangles through it. Passes up to Amelia. Goes right back to Harper. She goes in from the outside circle. Shot off. No. Again, it ricocheted off their goalie into the upper, above the wall, into the netting. So we will have another face-off. I think that shook their goalie a little bit, getting nailed so hard from the puck. McKenzie, M, and Haley out there on that front line. Georgia and Charlie back here on D. McKenzie wins that faceoff. Aspen snuck in there. Charlie stopped the play coming out. M comes up. She takes a shot, goes back behind the net. Goes over to that far side. Haley gets up to McKenzie. McKenzie tries to get a shot off, but their D was in the way. More back and forth just on the inside of the zone. They pass it forward. Georgia's in front. Back check by McKenzie. There's that number 12 setting up. She chips it across the wall. Gets back to Charlie. They do a centering pass. Oh boy, Georgia kicked the puck and it just went a couple inches to the right of the net. 2:22 as Georgia passes it across to Haley. Haley gets caught up in that wall when the D collapsed in on her. McKenzie's down there battling with that number 12 as there's a lot of shoving and kicking at that puck. Puck goes back behind the goal line. Charlie picks it up. She puts it over into this wall. Just sneaks out past the D player over the blue line. M's pressuring her. They do a centering pass, goes back behind the goal line into that corner. Georgia got to it first. She slapped that girl's stick up and out of the air so she could take possession of the puck. Georgia up to M. M gets caught up in traffic as Aspen's coming on off the bench. And that girl immediately got a shot off on Esty, and she was able to cover it up. We are down to a minute 35 seconds left in this game. Harper, Amelia, Maddie Benish, Evelyn, and Catherine out here. They're trying to get a shot off. It comes up to the top of the point. Aspen, number 3, tries to take a shot. Gets caught up on somebody. Shot on goal. The puck is loose. Amelia comes in, gets the rebound, puts it over in the wall. Their D comes in. Another shot toward goal. Puck is bouncing and right across the crease. Oh, they do another centering pass. Maddie Benish knocks it over. Let's get it out of here. Harper gets it between 2 legs, 3 legs. All right, she takes a shot and goal. Harper from just over the red line on an open net. I didn't even look back. Was that a shorthanded goal? That might be a shorthanded goal when they have no goalie in their net. Open net, goal number 2, Lady Rough Riders. 61 seconds left in this game. Some unhappy looking Aspen girls out here. Looks like we have Ann, Lindsay, and Kat out here on that front line. Georgia and Charlie on blue line defense. And we've got White Zombie still playing in the background here over the speakers as the Aspen DJs down here forgot to turn off the music. 45 seconds. Puck goes into the zone. Georgia slips it past. Goes out of the zone. Georgia's looking to go down she's in the zone. She's going for a shot. Oh, she got tied up right at this inside circle. Centering pass right to Ann. Ann tries to tip it toward the net. Goes a little wide. Charlie's back here. Skates right up, takes a shot. Their goalie covers it up. 18 seconds left in this game. If anybody comes to rewatch this game, they're likely going to have no audio because YouTube will want all this music that's playing during the game to be silent for copyright notice. Puck gets over into this near wall. Maddie Benish keeps it in. She tries to get a shot off. It goes a little wide of the net. 6 seconds left. McKenzie's down there battling. Ooh, she got swept just as the buzzer goes off. That is a win, Lady Rough Riders. We need this win. 2-0. Rough Riders over Aspen. We're going to keep this rivalry going between Lady Rough Riders and Aspen. Well, we are going to have a game tomorrow. I'm not sure quite what time, depending on how the tournament turns out with all the different scores between all the teams. I think then there's another team that's playing right now still, or they're just finishing up, so that will depend what time our game is. But your family will tell you, and that will be the end of our stream as the good jobs and good games are done. Thank you for watching.